Hello fellow human, and today I want to give you some tips of how you can become a super unicum. Now obviously it doesn't work in an instant, however, if you follow these tips and tricks, then you will definitely get on your way. Now obviously, the first thing is, don't rush to tier 10, and only play when you're actually enjoying the game. If you're mad, if you're angry, you will play worse, and that's never good. If you're mad, stop playing the game, do something else. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well, however, never play if you're actually angry. And the rest is actually very easy. We're going to take this one game in the Tier 10 Heavy that I just played, and we're going to have a look at it now. The first important thing here is obviously, look at the replay, right? Because if you're in the heat of battle, if you're playing a battle, you might not know what just happened. But if you look at the replay, you can pause it, you can look, okay, what did I do wrong, what did I do good, and you can analyze that and learn from it, obviously, once you reach a certain level of knowledge already. Now, another very important thing is have a look at the teams. Like, you don't have to know much of it, but here's the thing. If the enemy has more light tanks, then it can be very beneficial to just fully push the medium side together, because then you can ruin the enemy's advantage there, right? You always want to have an unfair advantage to your side, right? You never want to have a fair fight. Your goal is to never have a fair fight. Now, at this point, I have a 57 Heavy. He also has a 57 Heavy, right? I know the statistics of the 57 Heavy. I know how this map works. He's out standing there in the open. I can use this rock right here, for example. So, I'm going to use this advantage to peek very quickly. That's another thing. Peek very quickly. Obviously, it's a lot harder to do on mobile than it is on PC. However, the faster you peek, the less time the enemy has to react if you're in a situation like this, right? So, ideally, if you peek out from the rock, then you pull back, and while pulling back, you fire. That's the ideal way of doing it. Now, at this point, let's stop it right here. This is exactly what I mean by an unfair advantage. This is currently 3-on-1. Now, if I would go and rush down there, it would just make it a 2 versus 3. So it wouldn't make it fair. It would just make it less unfair, which means it is the absolute wrong decision to then go and trying to help this 113. Right, at this point, because they have the advantage and they will continue to have it. There's even a 57 Heavy over here and another tank back there. So at this point, what I want to do is not push in, however, and hold this position right here. I can make damage, I can take damage. You see, if you saw it back there, something just fell over, right? Pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening, because if you see things like that, you know, okay, there's a guy there. And now at this point, again, I'm going to think. Tier 10 Heavy is peeking. However, he's looking at the 113. As you can see right there, I missed that shot. That's very unfortunate there. Now the Eager again, he's pushing the 113. I gain a lot more by staying up here, right, while they're fighting this 113. And, I mean, come on, he's dead. There's nothing he can do, really. And this position down here can be incredibly useful. If this happens, it's not a bad, not a good way to be down there. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of disengage here, right? Because if they all push up together, we might have a problem. So I want to get around and get myself into a more favorable position. Because if I stay up here, right, I get stuck and I have to get out the back. I know there's, look at the minimap, there's a medium here, and there is a WT left as well, somewhere over there. So if I would to go up there, I would only have the route to going down here, which would get me shot, which means I'm going to pull back to this position. So, you know, I can't be shot by anyone here, and I can decide where I want to peek and how. And at this point, again, the I7 is going for the other Tier 10 Heavy, and I'm just going to shoot him in the side. Now, this is also something that is very, very useful. If you're an extremely good player, you're going to have to do this, right? You're going to have to essentially dummy your own team to your advantage, right? It's not a very fair playstyle, obviously, but if you know, okay, this guy is a worse player than me, and then you essentially can be like, okay, I'll try to help him. However, he can help me a lot more by me using his hit points. What he should have done there, that 57, should have pulled back. You don't want to get pushed like that. And now, at this point, I'm doing 4k damage, right? And now I'm going to go back again. You take a position that is advantageous, and especially with an auto loader like this, you take a shot, you pull back. And when you reload it, you go in again. If I have a single shot gun here, I would stay further forward and use that ridge line right there. Now, I know the E75 doesn't have the gun depression to shoot down there. He can't do anything about it. I can clip the 57 Heavy as well, and he's gone. And that's pretty much the secret to it, right? Know your shit. If I know the 57 heavy statistics. You don't have to know all of it, right? Here's the thing. There's 3 things that you should know about the 57 heavy, right? Average armor, average mobility, and 1200 clip. Basically, that already tells you everything that you will have to know about this tank. And if you know this for every single tank, you're already very much on your way to become a very good player, right? And all I gotta do at this point is just finish them off, and there you go. It's not that hard. So, to sum it up again, get an unfair advantage. Always be the one that controls the fight. Then, look at the minimap. Again, to know what's going on. Where can you go to cause the most damage? Know what's going on. You know, have a good overview of the game. And have a look at your replays so that you know what happened and how it went. And if you do that, then you will too eventually become an extremely good player at this game. It will take a while. You'll get there though. And don't play when you're mad. That's the worst thing you can do. That is the worst thing you can do. The rest is more like anecdotal knowledge of what I learned. However, the most important thing is do not play if you're mad. Thank you very much for watching. See you next one. Goodbye.